NFL Sunday Ticket is now on YouTube and YouTube TV, which means that you can stay close to your team even if you don't live in their town. Like, maybe you're a Raven who married a Seahawk who got a job in the land of the Falcons. With NFL Sunday Ticket, you can watch your team's out-of-market Sunday afternoon games no matter where you live, because you shouldn't have to change teams even if you change towns. NFL Sunday Ticket, now on YouTube and YouTube TV. Go to youtube.com/presale to get $50 off.
Terms and embargoes apply. Offer ends 9/19. No refund. Subscription auto renews.
This is the House of Hockey podcast on the Hockey Podcast Network. Hockey is more than a game. It's a lifestyle. It's you, the diehard supportive fans, your favorite players who are on the team you cheer for, and the organization who supports them.
The companies that make your gear, bags, and beer league sweaters. The hockey moms and hockey dads, and everything else that makes this House of Hockey your home. Come on in. I'm Breezy.
And I'm Rae.
And this is our house. Love when that happens.
Has that happened to you with me?
Yes, all the time. Like, ever since when I moved up here, so I'm still in that transition, right? It's like he doesn't want to sleep with me. Like, he would prefer to sleep on the floor with my parents. And I'm like, do you hate me? Like, do you not love me? Do you want to just, like, not be with me?
This is what's happening. Ringo only wants to spend time with Antoni. I'm like, come help me do the podcast. Normally he's like, yes, Mom. No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Just Antoni.
Just your parents.
Antoni boy.
It's breaking my heart. I'm like, maybe it's because I call him my Ringo. Maybe he wants his independence and I need to stop saying mine. Like, I don't own him, but I fucking do own him because I pay for all the things to keep him alive and I give him all the love. It's been like that for about 2 weeks now.
Wow.
Got to send Antoni. I do.
She needs to start paying child support.
I agree. I'm going to tell her. Well, on that note, that's the kind of week we've been having, everybody. Welcome to the House of Hockey podcast, episode 155. I'm one of your hosts, Rae.
And I'm your other host, Breezy. And I think we got a stable connection this time.
We'll see.
See.
Technical troubles. I haven't even had time to wash my hair in the last several days. I'm wearing a hat. I have no makeup on today. This is I am overloaded but I'm here. And
here.
I saved a bird's life today already, Breezy. What more does the world want from me?
Wow. You've done a lot today. I just rolled out of bed.
Literally.
Got late from work last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but you saved a bird. You saved a life.
I saved a life. The bird was stuck inside the bird feeder. How he got in there, I do not know. But luckily, I don't have a fear of birds like Antoni does. So I was able to very easily save the bird's life. Now, when we had to take a dead mouse out of an electrical socket this week, I couldn't do it. Antoni had to do it. So it's all working out. Minus the whole, my dog is not interested in me thing, but that's fine.
How do you feel about snakes?
Oh, those don't bother me.
Okay. They honestly don't really bother me either. But they bother me when I have mate outside because I'm like, oh my God, is there another one? But it was a good snake. It was a king snake, I think it was. But it was a smaller one. If it was a rattler snake.
Well, yeah, that's a little different.
He saw it go across the driveway, and so he went after it. And I was like, no. And I pulled him back, and I was like, what did you see? And I'm looking, I was like, because it was nighttime, and I was looking, and I was like, oh, it's a little snake. He's probably this big.
Yeah. As long as mate doesn't get hurt.
No, he's fine. The only thing that hurt him, he got bit by a red ant his first day that he was here. So, and there's red ant hills everywhere. So guess what? Every time I see a red ant, I step on it and I go, that's for biting my boy. Tell all your friends. And I went, oh, hey, you can't because you're dead. And then I do that every single time I kill a red ant. Yep, that's how we do it over here.
That's how we roll. And,
Yep.
I think that's a perfect segue into how the Vegas Golden Knights are just dominating the Florida Panthers. They're just stepping on them and saying, go tell your friends not to mess with us. Oh, wait, you can't. You're dead. You want to try to score a goal? You can't. You're dead. Boom. Blocked. Check our forecheck. Look at that. Good luck trying to get past the blue line. Oh, yeah. Whoops. What's that? Yeah, that's what's happening.
Oh, man. Fortunately.
Unfortunately or fortunately?
I'm like, I said unfortunately because I'm like, I have no words. I'm just angry.
About
just
the
angry.
ants or the hockey?
Oh, actually, I'm angry about everything.
Let it out, girl. Come on. I vent so much. It's your turn.
No, I'm good. I'm just annoyed.
It's okay.
I want a better series. And I feel like it's just one of those things. It's because I'm bitter. That's what it is. I'm bitter towards the Knights. We all know this. I pulled up the roster today and I was like, All-star, 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 Stanley Cup champion, Stanley Cup champion, Stanley Cup champion, All-star, All-star. They're stacked. It just is what it is.
Yep. And they're playing, over the cap with that weird loophole thing where you can carry players over the cap, and people are bitter about that, and they're like, oh, that's why, because they just get all the extra cap. Like, okay, it helps for sure, but like, also it's hockey, and hockey doesn't just like work like that, where you have to play.
They have like what, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Stanley Cup champions on that team currently, and then honestly, there's like everyone on there has appeared in, not everyone, almost all of the lines have appeared in some sort of an all-star game. Oh, you got gold medals on that team. I mean, they're gonna win. I mean, they're just gonna win. That just is what it is.
I know.
And guess what? I ain't celebrating. Taboo, not taboo. I don't really care. I ain't celebrating.
You're not gonna watch the parade or the
no.
Okay.
Nothing.
Gosh, I finally feel like you feel how I feel about certain teams, where I'm like, no, they don't deserve to win. I'm not watching them. I don't support this. I finally feel like
I'm having a Raeism. That's what I'm having.
I'm rubbing off on you. I don't know if that's a good thing.
I don't know. Maybe I just haven't had my coffee this morning. No, I've been like this all week. All week. I'm just mad. People mess with me. I'm mad.
That's crazy. Fight in the air. Just punch in the air.
The other day I was explaining how I don't curse because I worked for like Mormons, since I was like, I'm basically a Mormon. And if you are a Mormon, don't take that offensively. I'm just saying I don't curse. So it's one of those things. So there's a situation and I was like, I'm going to break my Mormonism and I'm going to call that person every word in the book if they mess with me again. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't follow those rules.
No, you don't follow those rules. But you know what? I was like, I'm calling this person every name in the book in my head right now.
If you say it in your head, I guess it's okay, huh? God won't come down on you if you just say it in your head.
I guess not. I don't even know why I don't say it. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's your thing. I support you.
It's fine.
Don't change who you are, Breezy. Don't change.
I'm not changing. You know why? Because I'm fine.
Says with a left hook and a right jab. I'm
fine. Just don't mess with me, or else you're gonna get it.
All right, I won't mess
with
you.
Give you a knuckle sandwich.
Guys, you've lost it.
I have lost it.
Well, let me put a little stat out there, even though stats don't mean anything really, but I'm not messing with you here. I had written this down before I knew what kind of state of mind you were in, but along the lines of the Vegas Golden Knights being stacked, outside of that, their overall performance has just been significantly better. And it's really hard to argue when you have 3 players on Vegas scoring at least 10 goals apiece in the postseason. So,
yeah, that's huge.
That's important. And that's how you win Stanley Cups, when you have multiple players scoring big numbers of goals like that. I don't think that's a jab against the goaltending on the Panthers. Again, I don't think you cannot always blame the goaltender. It is the defense. They are not doing what they need to be doing in Florida in order to stop this team. And the not the back check, the forecheck is the Vegas's forecheck is just really, really good. And Florida hasn't found a way to adapt to it yet. And Vegas has found a way to adapt and shut down the Panthers. So there's that. But now in an effort to be unbiased, I have a positive that's happening in Florida, of course, with the Panthers. Brandon Montour. God, this guy's got an incredible story right now in the postseason. But the defenseman scored for the second straight game. He finished with a goal and an assist. He became a first-time father game 3, the game that they won. He was a father.
I thought it was maybe it was game 1, because he had to fly from Vegas after the game, fly from Vegas back home to Florida, and then had to fly out immediately after.
Okay.
Or no, it was like the morning after, or whatever it was, and then fly back to Vegas for game 2.
Okay, I got the games wrong, but
that's so crazy. I mean, that's a lot of stress on the body and a lot of emotions to have to go across the country essentially to welcome a child that you've been waiting on, and then have to leave your child and your wife immediately to go play in a very emotional physical game.
Yes.
Tough. That's tough.
Many kudos to him. He's really doing well. Let's talk about your boy, Matthew Tkachuck. What is your theory? What
injured.
happened? What kind of injury? What is that from the game before?
The game before, so here's the thing. I work nights, so I don't get to watch the game. So I have to watch highlights and whatever, if I can catch it on my lunch break. That's what I'm watching. So unfortunately, I didn't see exactly what was going on, other than I did see the hit. He's struggling from like a neck sprain? Is it a shoulder injury? Whatever it is, you can see that he's bothered, but he's trying to act like he's not. I mean, he's probably pissed off because he wants to perform better. He does come in clutch, we'll say that, but I'm thinking it's upper body for sure. If it's lower body, then I am terrible. But it has to be some sort of, the way that the hit happened, and it looked like he was like doing this and like rotating his shoulder. So I don't know, was it a shoulder, neck? Was it upper back? Was it collarbone? It could be anything in that general area, I would say. He looked bothered last night.
Yeah.
Which was game 4. So I hope he could play through it. I hope that they still have a fighting chance to at least give us somewhat of a run for our money and somewhat of a series, and not such a blowout. And I don't know. I mean, you have to have him healthy.
Yeah, you do. But Stanley Cups are not won by one player, and we know that.
They're not.
So, the rest of that roster that is talented and has gotten them to this point thus far, is, I think,
I'd like to see more. Yeah, I'd like to see more from Nick Cousins. I feel like he brings that energy. We talked about it before. And I feel like he's been kind of silent, but again, I haven't really been watching, so don't take that too harsh on me. But I think Vegas is just dominating. I mean, it just is what it is.
It is.
Mimi.
This week's episode of the House of Hockey podcast is brought to you by Light the lamp during the hockey playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers can make a $5 bet and score $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN for the Hockey Podcast Network. only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. In Kansas, call 1-800-522-4700. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 and over in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/hockey terms. Well, I'll say this. I mean, I've tried not to say it too much because I know how much you hate Vegas, but I've had a feeling that they were going to win, like at this point in this series. Yeah. And I'm excited for them if they win.
I said I think it was like game 2. I was like, Vegas is going to win. It is what they're just going to win.
Yeah.
I think that they have too much put into that team. Yeah. And too much media around them to not have them win. It just doesn't make sense. Like, they have to win.
Yeah. And
by the time this episode comes out, they could.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
They might have won. So this episode, obviously we're recording it after game 4. So game 5 will be played the day this episode comes out, and there could be a winner, there might not, but either way, that's happening. I'm just really excited for the footage and or reports, hopefully, that we'll get if they do win, about their lifetime lap dance guarantee that the Knights will get, because I love that storyline. But okay, let's talk about something that is a superstition / taboo. Okay, so of course in the playoffs especially, and we all know that you don't touch the Stanley Cup superstition unless your team has won it, right? And then there's the President's Trophy and the Prince of Wales Trophy, and whether or not you touch those, there's different beliefs on both sides of the conferences. But here's something that I had not thought about. For the players, if you are up 3-1 in the Stanley Cup Final, is it taboo to talk about potential plans for celebrating the Stanley Cup win? I wouldn't do it.
For me, I wouldn't do it. No, I'm a jinx, so no, I wouldn't do it, because I'd be like, I can't. I have to have Plus, I feel like it'd be more exciting to no, I get a day with the cup. It's going to be this day. I'm going to do the X, Y, and Z. Not I guess you could think about it mentally, but your head shouldn't be putting, what is it? The,
cart before the horse?
Yeah, the cart before the horse. So I wouldn't do it. I think no.
It's a no for me. I wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't even, I would just tell family or significant others, whatever, at the beginning of my career, I would just be we're going to talk about this once and once only. I will never discuss plans about the Stanley Cup if we are potentially to win it, or we're deciding right now who gets to go to that game. It's you, and you. That's it. We're dealing with it there. You come on the ice, nobody else. Or you decide, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to be asked. I'm not involved. It's just pre-planned. I would pre-plan it. As far as the game in which you could win it. And then just that whole 24 or 48 hours after, not necessarily the cup day, because they get a little bit of time to plan that, but yeah, I would just establish that from the beginning. At the NHL draft, I'm drafted. I'm okay, here's the plan for the rest of my career. Wife, husband, or whatever, they come. Kids, if they're above the age of, I don't know, 5, come. Aunt Tony, Captain Mark, Breezy. Ringo can't come, but whatever. Like that's
Ringo
it.
can't come. He doesn't like his mom right now.
He doesn't like his mom. We're not talking right now. He's in his teenage years. Mom's
He's
not
banned
cool.
from any Stanley Cup party there may potentially be, but I ain't gonna talk about it right now.
And I'm gonna put his little butt in the Stanley Cup, whether he likes it or not. I'm gonna take his picture and he's gonna deal with it. But
yeah.
That's my thought. So I brought this up because Bruce Cassidy was quoted discussing this. Whoever asked, I mean, we're talking about it now because I thought it was something interesting, but like the players don't talk about this stuff. Like, I don't think they are that far ahead where that they are discussing this, but Bruce Cassidy said, quote, "If it means discussing certain things with family members about the Stanley Cup or whatever you want to talk about, then I think it's okay. I mean, that's what we're playing for. I don't think there's any taboos with that." He's like, obviously they need to have their head in the game on Monday for practice and Tuesday's game, and that shouldn't be something that is thought about at all whatsoever. But to reflect on it for a moment, sure, that's fine, is like basically what he was trying to say. And I'm like, yeah, but I also would not put my head in that place unless it was like, I don't know, is it like a visualization thing where you like meditate and you visualize? Or is it better to be visualizing? I'm not a manifesting expert, but like, is it better to be visualizing just like how you want to play that day in the game and how you want to perform at practice and what you want to work on and do good at? Like, is it more of a moment to moment type of thing? That's how I would probably do it.
Just wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Keep it straight arrow. Just do it. Just do do your job. Celebrate after.
Okay. Florida coach Paul Maurice, again, with the $1 million quotes in his post-game presser when asked what they thought they could have done better, the Panthers, or something, or like, what do you make of the Vegas Golden Knights, scoring so many goals? And he was like, he said, what could you do? What didn't you do or whatever? He asked a stupid question. And he was like, they just scored more goals than us. That's it. They scored more goals than us. Okay. You didn't get swept. Okay. They scored more goals than you. Got it.
You didn't lose the game. They just scored more goals than you.
Check. And lastly, I was watching my favorite program in regards to hockey, the NHL on TNT pregame show. That's an hour long during the Stanley Cup. I cannot get enough of those guys. My man, Charles Barkley, was on the panel chatting away. I freaking love that guy. Get him a rotating spot on the panel during the hockey season to comment on hockey. I love him so much and what he does for the sport. And Gretz called him out and said, "You are such an advocate for this. We love what you're doing for the game of hockey." So I should be on the panel. But anyway, could you imagine? Anyway, no. I think it would actually be perfect, but what do I know?
You probably would be, actually.
Okay, so I guess Charles was having dinner with Biz and somebody else and was talking about how he thought that Tom Brady in football was better looking than Henrik Lundqvist. And no. I firmly disagree with this. So does everybody on the panel. Hank was completely embarrassed and mortified because he was sitting right next to Charles and was just like, he turned bright red. He didn't know what to say. Charles Charles like, "Oh man, I mean, you're good looking, but man, that Tom Brady is just, there's nothing like him. And I'm like, okay, Charles, I disagree with you on one thing. And that is that.
Oh man.
Tom Brady is better looking than Henrik Lundqvist?
There's no way.
No.
Okay, but we did talk about other leagues talking about hockey, right?
Yeah.
And the Kelsey brothers, there's Travis, and I don't remember his brother's name because he plays for the Eagles and he's not as popular as Travis Kelce. They have a podcast, and the brother should know this, what his name is. He was wearing a Flyers jersey. He's in Philly, so it makes sense. And the two of them were going back and forth, and they were talking, and they were talking to whoever runs the NFL or whatever. They said, new rule. It should be allowed one hockey fight per game. And they were both like, we are about it. Like, just throw your helmet off and just go, like, just take each other out. One hockey fight per game.
I love it. Goodell, make it happen. Raj?
Yes.
Make it happen.
Yes.
Gary, go talk to Roger. Get it. Go tell him how that works. Go put that together and call it the NHL rule.
Yeah.
I support this.
That would be cool.
Listen, our sport is the best. I had an aha moment, and it wasn't something I realized until recently. And I mean, you're gonna go like, yeah, no shit, Rachel, but we're the only sport that actually has like a sound effect. Like we have the goal horn, obviously, for every time a goal is scored, and a goal song. Yeah. No other sport does that. Every time a basketball is shot, nothing, no sound,
that would be
nothing.
So annoying. That would be so annoying.
Baseball, nothing. Unless some teams are integrating this home run song, I think, right?
They have walk-up songs.
Okay, walk-up songs, but
and they do have some. I think I don't know. Now that you mention it, I don't know.
I don't think, or at least back in my day, they didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think so. They would maybe like play a little ditty on the organ or whatever, but it wasn't like not a goal horn. Yeah. Soccer doesn't have it. Football doesn't have it. Only us. We're so much better. And if these other leagues start taking our shit, I'm going to be really mad. We are unique. Don't touch our sport. You can admire it. You can watch it. You can support it, but don't start taking our stuff.
No, don't do that.
Have you shopped at Pure Hockey? They are America's largest hockey retailer with dozens of stores and the option to shop online. If you or any of your kids play hockey, Pure Hockey is the place to find just about all of your equipment, skates, sticks, gear, bags, jerseys, and accessories. Plus, Pure Hockey is one of our affiliate partners. Next time you break your hockey stick or your kid grows out of his skates, why not check out purehockey.com? While you are looking for hockey equipment, you can also browse around for merchandise from your favorite NHL team, you know who Breezy's and mine are, and make gift giving even easier for your hockey-loving friends and family. And do us a favor, use our special link for purehockey.com when you browse the site and make a purchase, because we'll receive a small commission, which helps me and Breezy create this podcast. Head to the episode's show notes for the special direct link to shop at purehockey.com.
However,
what?
You know what sport is great? Professional bull riding. I am obsessed. See, I'm grabbing my microphone. I'm getting into it. I am obsessed. It is the coolest sport. There's a Amazon series on right now called The Ride, and it goes over like the teams and certain individuals on the teams and how they like go to these different like competitions. And let's just say it is an intense sport. One of the guys, his name's Chase Outlaw. He got like kicked in the face and broke like 17 bones in his face and like his eyes all jacked up. Like it was like they had to do like reconstructive surgery on his eye sockets basically. But these guys get kicked in the ribs, and I mean they're breaking stuff. They're getting on that bull and they are just giving it their all, and it is aggressive. And I made Ray watch clips, and I keep sending her stuff, and she goes, you can tell. What was your reaction?
Okay, she didn't send me like clips like, 2 or 3. She sent me like 10 to 12 clips. I was like, whoa, I really gotta like sit down and devote some time to this and give her.
And she did. She's very supportive of me. She did.
I did.
It took like a couple hours, which I expected.
Okay, it did. Well, I was like, I need to like sit and really think about this and give her a thought because Breezy is very serious about this as her, number two sport. This is what she'll be doing all off season. But here's what I wrote to her back. Here's my assessment. Okay, so you all know what bull riding is, right? Like they get on the bull and the bull tries to buck them off. Okay, just in case anybody doesn't know. The slow-mo videos are sick and make it look incredible. When they fall off, I immediately feel panic and fear that their head will be smashed in or their insides. But I like the names and the hunky guys.
Yes.
It's hard to watch though.
When they fall off, they either fall and they're like slamming their backs down. They're falling on their shoulders, like head shoulder area. Sometimes they land on their butt. Sometimes they land on their feet and then they look like complete bosses. But they have to run because sometimes the bull runs after them when they fall off and they're jumping up on the side railings. Whew, it is intense. It is so fun and it is crazy. And they have cool names. What was it? Boudreaux Campbell. That's kind of like my last name. Dalen Swearingen. Those are my two favorites. So, if you haven't yet, you should watch the Amazon Prime. It's not sponsored, but Amazon Prime. It's called The Ride. I think there's another one that's on like Tubi TV or something like that. And then July 23rd and 24th, there is a competition in Wyoming. So you could tune in to that. Just look up PBR. Because you're going to be bored because the Stanley Cup champion is going to be announced probably this week in a couple days.
Yeah.
If it hasn't already happened.
Yeah. Yeah. So I support your new hobby. I think it's wonderful. And as long as those boys don't get hurt like Jimmy did on Yellowstone, I will be fine with it.
Oh, that's a very common injury. Good old Jimmy boy.
That was really hard to watch. Yeah. Even on like a fake TV show. Okay, can I tell you something that this is the final thought? And
no, I have a Lainey thought too. So yeah, okay. Give me yours and then I'll do a Lainey thought. Let's go.
Okay, I don't think we've talked about it on the show. We talked about it off air, how much we love Yellowstone, and you all know we love Lainey Wilson. She appears in season 5. I finally saw her on the show because I'm in season 5.
And your jaw dropped. You're like, oh, Lainey.
I was like, oh, I see her. It's Lainey. Oh my god, she's so good. Oh my god, she did so good.
You gotta pause it. You're like, it's Lainey, and then you hit play.
Like, what's she wearing? She called out her fringe. What are those pants? I love it. But anyway,
I'm sitting there doing the Pledge of Allegiance to Lainey.
I'm singing along to all the songs because I know all the words. But yeah, there was a scene, and I won't give it away, but there was a scene in season 4, I think, that just brought me to utter tears. And I was telling my therapist about it, and she was like, "Okay, so I want you to think about the Yellowstone and the scene, and then think about your personal memory that's tied to it." And I just started laughing. I'm like, I am in this like super intense therapy called EMDR. And she's saying, now take the Yellowstone. She's like, what, did I say it wrong? I'm like, no, it is just that my life is ridiculous. I'm doing trauma therapy because from a clip on a TV show to try to heal myself. I'm like, okay. So that's where I'm at, guys. Now, and she's funny. Like, really calm. She's really serious. Now, like, picture the scene in the Yellowstone and picture just like my life.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Whatever works. What's your thought on Lainey?
Well, I feel like I need to go to therapy because it's CMA weekend in Nashville, and I'm so sad because it's like something I really want to go to. But Lainey has a song out with Lauren Elena called Thick as Thieves, and it's an entire song about their butts. And it is so good and I haven't heard it funny. Yet. It is so good. They did the debut of it on Friday at the Riverfront stage in Nashville. So that's the stage right next to the river at the very end of Broadway. Lauren Elena came out with I think it's a EP called, it's something with a U, like Undone or Unhinged or something like that. I don't know. I probably should have looked up that stat, but it's on there, and it's just so good. And Lainey comes out and they're shaking their butt on stage. They're like smacking each other's butts, and it's a great song. It references Georgia girls and Louisiana girls, which like it's like like it was made for the, like, obviously it's made for the two of them to sing.
For sure. I think it's called Unlocked.
Unlocked, exactly. That is what the word I was trying to get out.
I Googled it, guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't wait to listen to it. I'm glad you brought this to my attention.
Yes, it is so good.
All right. Well, I got to go mow the lawn because it has been weeks and it has been raining and the grass is up to almost my knee. So I have a lot of work to do outside.
Okay.
But this has been wonderful.
It has been wonderful.
Here's to the Stanley Cup.
The Stanley Cup, but not the winner of the Stanley Cup.
Thanks for coming over to our House of Hockey podcast and hanging out with us. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. And in the meantime, you can follow us on social media. Just look for House of Hockey podcast. We'll be back next week.